Tonight, I want you to meet Officer Kenya Medrano of the CMPD. She started her career as a police explorer here in Mecklenburg County. The CMPD Explorers is a year-round program that features training, competition, community service, and practical experience. Police explorers who also attend a Charlotte-Mecklenburg school are eligible to receive a half-unit elective credit for participating in Explorers. But academic credit is not why Officer Medrano joined Explorers. She wanted the experience. Take a look.
One of the main reasons I decided to come into law enforcement was because I saw there was a need for bilingual police officers in this community. So we're basically like the front line of law enforcement. So anytime a person calls 911 and they need police to respond, they would get an officer like myself. I've been a police officer for a little over 9 years now. I started out in the North Tryon Division. I spent a small time in the armed robbery unit. And then here I've been in Providence for at least 4 to 5 years. The Explorers was introduced to me when I was 14 years old. It was as a result of completing a career assessment in middle school, and where I put on there that I wanted to be a police officer because I already knew that's what I wanted to do. So I got a letter from the Explorer program saying that they were having their first nighter, and they wanted me to come out and see if I would, if that's something that I would enjoy. And I've been, once I went to the first meeting, I kept going, and I was there for at least 4 years, if not more. And so when I started, they introduced me to the field of law enforcement. For me, as growing up a young Latina girl with this aspiration to be a police officer, I really needed to have those mentors around me. We were trained to actually do traffic stops, had the proper way of handcuffing criminals. They allowed us the opportunity to do ride-alongs with police officers. And so when I went to the police academy, I already had a good background about how to do all those things. I have so many great memories, specifically just the friendships that I made, the great role models that I met while I was in the program. I think overall, besides the fact that I learned so much about law enforcement, I also learned about friendships and how to be a good role model for people.
I want you guys to meet Officer Medrano as well as her fellow officer, Officer Greer. Well, it was great to see you. So glad that you guys are here. First of all, let's just, you're in your uniforms. It's an impressive sight. Why don't you share with the audience exactly where you are protecting the community?
I'm currently in the Providence Division. I've been there for about 4 to 5 years now.
How is the job?
I love it. Some days, are a little more stressful than others, but overall, I love my contact with the community and people. Mm-hmm.
Officer Greer, tell us where you're located and where you oversee the community.
I'm currently over in the Westover Division, which is the southwest part of Charlotte. I've been there for most of my career, been 13 years.
That's great. Now, what they don't know is you two go way back, so tell that story.
So I spoke a little bit about friendships, and this is one of those friendships. We actually met when we were explorers. We were 14 years old, 20 years ago. But we've been friends all this whole time. A big support system for each other is to have people in your life that have the same goals as you.
Officer Greer, do you have thoughts about how you guys go way back?
Oh yes, it's been 20 years, as she says. I've always picked and say that I helped her grow up as a person, but she probably helped me just as well. Let's say she was there for my wedding, and we've been a pretty essential part of each other's life.
Can you share with the audience what you guys learned through Explorer Scouting that impacts you today? Maybe share those insights with the audience and impart some wisdom to the young people that are here.
Yeah, I think the big thing that I learned is being prepared, and as long as you have a plan in life, you can do anything that you want. And I think that's the main reason why I'm here today, living the dream that I've always dreamed for myself, to be a police officer.
Thank you for your service. Officer Greer, your thoughts?
I definitely believe that being a part of the Explorer program at such a young age was beneficial to us being here today. For me, my experience with police officers at that early age was a little different. But being able to be a part of the Explorers and getting to work hand in hand with officers, we were going through traffic stops. It's just funny because I knew how to conduct a traffic stop before even getting to college. Through the Explorer program, it was an absolute wonderful thing. Getting to, not only just getting to work with a few officers there, but then continuing to go through the various steps in the cadet program and getting to work more with officers, getting to ride along with them, and seeing the job at a different level was very beneficial to help me determine for sure that I want to be a police officer. And 21 years old, I'm sitting in the academy, and now here I am today.
I just want to add that it's not what you see on TV and in the movies.
Well, amen for that. Thank you for sharing your story. Everybody, Officers Medrano and Greer.